If you are told to find the matrix of factors, I mean the cofactors, you don't want to use you're not going to be doing it by calculator. You can though, but it's good that you do it analytically, show your work. Okay, so I want to evaluate this matrix. -1 multiply -1 is -1. -1 minus 15 is going to be -1 minus 15 is going to be positive 14. So now I will simplify. 2 times 11 is 22. Okay, and I have 22 right here, minus 14, then minus 15. This is where I got the minus 15. Okay, so I have 22 minus 29. Whatever my answer is the answer I'm supposed to put in there. Okay, then when you're done, you'll find the one for, and by the way, when the first one for 1 only is -15. For 1, everybody know this is -15. For 2 is 22. For 3 is -15. So I want you to know that for the first one is 15. So you have actually, we did the cofactor for 1, it is 15. But if you're told to find evaluate all of them, you know that the answer for all of them is this. But I want you to know if you're told to find for cofactor of 1 only, then you know you have -15. For 2, you have 22. For 3, you have -14. So they want you to do one by one, but you could be told to add all of them. I don't know if that is clear. So for the first one, you have, if you're doing only cofactors, you have 15, but if you're multiplying by this -1 is -15. So it depends on what you're told to find. You have only 15 here. And by the way, you have only 11 here, but if you multiply by 2, you have 22. By the way, you have only 14 here, matrix of cofactors. You have only 14 here, but if you multiply by the number outside, you have -14. So it depends on what, so your answer will be 15, 11, 14. Okay, so matrix of cofactors. I want you to make sure you look it up in your textbook. Okay, now number 2. This is actually a test that was given to a class. So I want you to know that this is a sample test, but it was a test given to, I'm going to give you a test like this. Just know if I print another one, it's not going to be the same number. So your test will be like this. So by the way, you are given the vertices of a triangle. So the first thing you want to do is find, and you're told to find the area of the triangle. And you can find the area of a triangle using matrices. So the area of a triangle is the positive. Of course, area cannot be negative. Area is not allowed to be negative. So you can use matrices. You can also, they did not tell you to do this with by hand. So you can do it with calculator. Okay. So first of all, we have to read the vertices. So let me make it big. Make that triangle a big triangle so that we can write. So I'm going to make it a big triangle. So what is the coordinate here? I have, so this is for 1, 2, 3, 4. That is 4, comma, let's see what this is. This is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so that's for 8. And I'm going to write for 8 here that way. So the vertex of that triangle is 4, 8. Come on. Okay, so let's find the vertices of this one. So this is 0. Let's see what it is. It's origin. So we're going to make it, let's see. Let me see what this is. Is this for 1, 2, 3, 4 on top? Okay, so that we make that 0, 0. So I think it's 0, 0 right there. So 0, that's the origin. Then let's find this point, the coordinates of this point. So the coordinate of this point is 2, 4, 2, 4. All right. So they want you to make a 3 by 3 matrix out of these coordinates. So let's plug in. So the determinant, 1/2 the determinant of that matrix is the area of the triangle. So I'm going to put in all the coordinates. I want this one to be well, which one is x1, y1? You can choose anyone. You can choose anyone to be x1, y1. So let's actually, maybe I can start here, x1, y1. So I have decided that this point is x1, y1. This point is x2, y2. And this point is x3, y3. Okay, so, and I will use their points to put them in there. So for x1, y1, I have 0, 0, 1. For x2, y2, I have 4, 8, 1. For x3, y3, I have 2, 4, 1. Okay, now I can put all this in my calculator. But you know what? Actually, if I try to do matrix of minus, I can find the area quickly. Okay, I can find the area quickly. So we can do it by hand and then do it by calculator. So let's do it by hand and also by calculator and see if we get the same thing. So now I'm going to find the determinant of that matrix. So D is equal to 1/2 outside, big parentheses. By the way, let me write my matrix of signs: plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus, plus. Okay, so I am going to find the cofactors and multiply them by the number in front. So the first cofactor, I want to use the first row. Let me use the first row. So the first row will be here. And I want you to know that the 0 is associated with a plus. But guess what? If there's a 0 outside, then it doesn't really matter what is in the matrix inside here. It doesn't matter what is inside because 0 multiply whatever is there is going to be 0. So the negative, I go to the matrix of signs. I will pick up a negative sign. Whatever this is 0. Whatever matrix is here is going to be 0 because it's multiplied by 0. So I wouldn't even bother to put it in. Okay, now the next matrix of sign is plus. All right. And then I will go to my matrix, and because 1 is there, I am going to cancel vertically, cancel horizontally. The remainder is the 2 by 2 matrix. So 4, 8, 2, 4. And by the way, the number there is 1. I can just put 1 there. Okay. All right, so I know that by my, this one is going to give me 0. I don't want to worry about that because no matter what it is, if you multiply by 0, it's going to be 0. So we're only worried about the third one. So this is the cofactor. If I evaluate the cofactor, 4 times 4 is 16. 16, excuse me, 16 minus 16. Okay, so I have 4 times 4 is 16. 16 minus 16 will give me a 0, but let's see. Let me do it by calculator and see, because this is not. So I'm just going to get a calculator and put this in and see how this goes. So I'm going to pull my calculator up. And before I pull my calculator up, I want to look over the coordinates again. So this point right here, this point right here is actually 7. The point here is actually 1, 2, that's 4 there, that's 7. So that's 7, 8. That is why it's not, that's 7, 8. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. So this point is 7, 8. Okay, and let me make sure that the coordinates here is good too. So the coordinate here is 4, 2. 2, 4, and the coordinates here is 0, 0. Okay. Okay, so let me go back and put this one right. So it's going to be 4, 8 there. So it's going to be 7, 8 right here, because I found out that I didn't read that right. Okay, so it is 7, 8. Let's go back. Okay, so 0, 0, 1, 7, 8, 1. So let me replace 7 with 4 wherever I see that. So 7 times 4 is 28. 28 minus 16 is going to give me 12, right? Yeah. Okay, then if I divide 12 by 2, because it says 1/2, divide 12 by 2, I have 6. So after the correction, I have 6 as the area, but I still have to, I want to do it with my calculator, because I want to see if I get the same answer. So I'll go to my calculator. I put in the matrix. Where's my calculator? It's not showing up. All right, so I'm for enter 1. All right, let me see. Let me make sure that, all right, I need to go back and make sure that, so I have 2, 4, 1, and I have 4 right there. Enter 1, enter. All right, so I just want to make sure that I detail the matrix correctly. And that is 0, 0, 1, 7, 8, 1, 2, 4, 1. Okay, now I will do second equate, and then I'll go back to matrix again. So I'll go back to matrix and second matrix. Come on. All right, second matrix. And then I want to do matrix math. And matrix math, I have determinant as number 1. So when I select that, I want to, it's asking me where is the matrix you want to find the determinant of. My matrix is in matrix A, so I'll go back and tell my calculator that. So it is second matrix, and I'll select it. Notice that it is a 3 by 3. We just entered and close parentheses. Remember that when I get my answer, I'll divide it by 2. So the reason why I'm doing it by matrices is just to make sure that my answer by hand and my answer with calculator are the same. So I divide it by 2. 12 divided by 2 is 6. So we got it by hand. So the area of the triangle is 6. And with calculator, the area of the triangle is 6. So you don't want to do, I don't want to do both of them though. You just want to do one of them. But suppose the question says use um, determinants to find the matrix, which means show your work. After you show your work, because you're allowed to use calculator to take the exam, you actually want to go and check your answer with determinants in your calculator. So make sure that you did it right. Okay, now let's go back to finding missing variables. So let's go back and find missing variables in a determinant. And then we come back and do, remember we said we must do this because actually this kind of question is going to be in the exam. You might as well see from the practice exam that you see an improper rational function. If you're given an improper rational function and you are told to find the partial fractions, you have to do long division first to divide out whatever is the number. If you divide out whatever is a number, then you do partial fraction of the remainder. You only do partial fraction of the remainder, not all of them. So we have to do one of them. And there are cases where you actually have the numerator as or denominator as a quadratic that cannot be factorized. And so that's a case like that in partial fraction. Okay. Okay, so let's make sure we do let's do easy matrices because at least the easy ones you get them, make sure you know you get them. Okay, what about solving question like this? Number 6. You could be told to solve this problem and your calculator will not help you with this. So, but you know that this is a 2 by 2 square matrix. So finding the determinant is easy. So the determinant is going to be 4 times 3 minus 7 times x is equal to, so actually they give you the determinant. Actually, they gave you the determinant. I'm recording because the other day I did not record. I hope I'm recording this. I better. So the other day I went to see the recordings. I didn't see it. Okay. So I'm recording, and so that I know that some people are out today. So I hope they come back and see the recordings. Also, every section has recordings in the textbook. Every section has video in the textbook. So, okay, so let's simplify and solve for x. So this is 12 minus 7x. So actually, this is ordinary algebra. So subtract 12 from both sides. And then you have negative 7x is equal to 35. Divide both sides by negative 7. You have x is equal to 5, negative 5. You can actually check this answer, but you don't have all the time to check it. Okay, so you can check the answer. Let's see another one, 3 by 3. So look at number 8. It's a 3 by 3. Number 8 is a 3 by 3, and you are told to solve for the missing variable, which means you have to, first of all, make the matrix of signs somewhere. Plus, minus, plus. This is matrix of signs for a 3 by 3 matrix. And then plus, minus, plus. This is so that if you're told to, this one they didn't even tell me, so I can choose anyone. And I want to choose row 1, so I'm going to be doing my minus with row 1, cofactors with row 1, and then add. Okay, so that means I'm doing it with row 1 here. So I got 3, then I take out the 2 by 2. Remember that if I take out 2 by 2, the remaining 2 by 2 is going to be negative 3, negative 6, 6, 9. Okay, so I'm done with the first number. Then the second number is 3 again. But from the matrix of signs, I have negative. So negative will be here. And then I will put in 3. And then I'll get the remaining 2 by 2 matrix. So I will cancel the vertical and the horizontal of that 3. So they will intersect at 3, the one that I'm using. Then I'll collect the remaining numbers from the 3 by 3 matrix. So I have 4, negative 6, 2, 9. Okay. Then I'll go back to minus the signs of 3 by 3 matrix. This says positive sign. Then that positive sign applies to x. So plus x outside the parentheses. And then I'll collect the remaining 2 by 2 matrix. All right. So now I want to go to my 3 by 3 matrix and draw a vertical line at x, draw a horizontal line at x, collect the remaining 2 by 2 matrix. So I have 4, negative 3, 2, 6. All right, right now I don't need my 3 by signs anymore for now. Then I can evaluate the 2 by 2 matrix. In other words, get the cofactors. So 3 outside, I get the cofactors. So if I want to get the cofactors, I can just negate 3 times 9 is 27. So negative 27 minus 36. Because there's a minus here, and that's so I have minus 36. If I simplify this, I have the value for the first cofactor. And this is a minor. If I multiply minor by cofactor, then I'll get the answer. Okay. Now I will evaluate the matrix of cofactors for the second one. Minus 3 and parentheses 4 times 9. 4 times 9 is 36. Minus 2 multiply negative 6. Remember, I'm subtracting, and that's another subtraction sign. So minus 12. All right. Then I'll go to the next minor. The next minor is x. And I'm going to evaluate the cofactor of this 2 by 2 matrix. 4 times 6 is 24. 24 minus, then minus 6. 24 minus 6. So then I'll evaluate. So that's a minor outside. My answer here is negative 27 plus 36. So the remainder here is positive 9. So the answer for the matrix of minus for the first one is 9. Then bring down this negative 3. And then evaluate my matrix of cofactors here. 36 minus is plus. So I have 48 here. The value of a cofactor here is 48. Then I'll come to the last one. I have x. 24 minus 6 is 30. So I have x times 30. Okay, by the way, I'm told that all these things are equal to 3. So I will arrow up and clear the left-hand side. 3 times 9 is 27. 48 multiplied by 3. So I'm going to turn my calculator on. 48 multiplied by 3. I have 144. Okay, so I have minus 144 here. And then x times 30 is 30x equal to 3. Collect like terms together. So I'm going to say 144 plus 27. All right, so okay, so okay, I'm going to say minus 27. I'm just going to do it the other way around. And I have 117, and it's negative. So it's going to be negative remaining here, minus 177. How did I just, it's not right. Okay, 144 minus, let me do that. What happened? Okay, 144 minus 27. 144 minus 27. 117, okay. So it's still right. So 117 plus 30x is equal to 3. Then we will simplify, add 177 on both sides. So I'm going to add 177 on both sides. So I have 30x is equal to 177 plus 3. If I add 3 to 177, I have 180. So 30 is x is equal to 180. Divide both sides by 30. And this cancels. 3 go into 18 is 6. Therefore, x is equal to 6. By the way, when you're given this kind of matrix, it means they just want to make sure that you're not using calculator to evaluate it. Well, at least not TI-84. You're not using TI-84 to evaluate it. So you go ahead and use minus cofactors to simplify it. But I just want to let you know you have at least you have some of these in your test and some in the final exam. Okay, quickly let's go to. By the way, if you remember, we did Cramer's rule. We already did Cramer's rule, and you're going to have a question to solve by Cramer's rule. So don't forget. The first thing you want to do is to find the coefficient matrix. The coefficient matrix is the matrix of the coefficients. So you got a 2 by 2 matrix that is 6, 2, 5, 3. All right, and then you evaluate that coefficient matrix. If it is 0, you have to do something else. So 3 times 6 is 18. 2 times 5 is 10. 18 minus 10 is 8. Therefore, coefficient matrix is 8. Okay, we are told to solve this by Cramer's rule. And then you want to calculate the matrix of x. So anytime you want to calculate the matrix of x, your 2 by 2 matrix should be your constants. You replace x. So constant replaces x, and then you put y in the other. Okay, then let's evaluate this 2 by 2 matrix. Okay, so we have 0 minus 10. 0 minus 10 is 10. Therefore, matrix of x is 10. Let's find the matrix of y, dy. For a 2 by 2 matrix, because it's a system in 2 variables, then wherever y is, you replace the constants. So I have 6, 2, and then y is supposed to be here, so I replace it with the constant 0, 2, 0, negative 2. Then evaluate the 2 by 2 matrix. 6 times negative 2 is negative 12. Negative 12 minus 0 is negative 12. All right, so now we are about to find the value of x. So what is the value of x? Value of x is dx divided by the coefficient matrix divided by d. And my dx is 10. My d is 8. So answer is 4 over 5. 4 over 5. 10 over 8 is 5 over 4. So I have 5 over 4 here, or 1.25, depending on how you're told to leave your answer. You can leave your answer as 1.25. So the value of x is 1.25 or 4 over 5. And then if you're told to, of course, you have to find y. So dy, we know dy to be negative 12